Hey there gamers, DreamcastGuy here, and today we're talking about PlayStation because a big new leak has just come out from Jeff Grubb, the king of all leakers, and he said that we're about to get a new PlayStation State of Play, or perhaps a full-blown showcase for the first time in quite a while. Now, a lot of people are sort of very excited about this, but also very pessimistically interested because when it comes to Sony first party, especially for this last couple of years, a lot of it has been live service slop. So a lot of people are basically saying, okay, Sony, show us something new, show us something exciting. And typically these September showcases are kind of when the bangers come out. I think that PlayStation especially loves this time because it's this good mix. It's not quite the E3 time. It's gearing up for those big winter sales. This is basically when PlayStation likes to come out and say, hey, here is why you need to be hyped about the PS5. But let me break it down. Let's take a look at the leaks, the sources, and what's probably going to be there. Because if the new secret Cory Balrog project is there, or that new rumored God of War spinoff is there, I'm very, very, very curious. Let's break it down. Hi, hope you're having a great day, and if you could, please give this video a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Now here it is. Jeff Grubb of Giant Bomb says there will be another PlayStation State of Play sometime in September. He says, I've heard they're playing a State of Play or maybe a showcase, but probably a State of Play for the end of September or before the end of September. Okay. So I actually listened to the full quote, and he seems to basically say, get excited if you want to be excited. Like, this is an interesting time. It's going to be cool. But he also basically says, this is more of about the contracts that already exist. So it sounds like the third-party stuff that's going to be there, he says AAA in the way that certain brands have already signed on, right? So this to me does convey it's probably going to have a lot of stuff from Ghost of Yotei. Ghost of Yotei obviously is coming out October 2nd, so if they do a big State of Play, probably September, I imagine we're going to see at least 3, 4, 5 real good raw minutes of it. Now, personally, I think everybody's excited for Ghost of Yotei. Seeing more Ghost of Yotei, I'd be pretty excited, but I almost sort of want to see something else besides this. This seems like such a safe bet. Now, the reason I am excited right now is because, honestly, these are the things. Everybody loves a good closer. This has been like the tradition for the last 10 years. They call it one more thing, right? You show a bunch of games, first party, third party, and then you go, well, that's it. Wait, actually, we've got one more thing. The closer games for the last PlayStation Studios press conferences have been extremely good. We got Astro Bot, Ghost of Yotei, Saros, which is obviously the new Housemarque game, Marvel's TOKON. These have all been 10 out of 10 bangers that blew up the internet. In fact, Astro Bot even won a bunch of Game of the Year awards, right? Will the pattern continue at the State of Play next month? If so, what do you think it'll be? Now, this is the thing, is that there are some people trying to decide if this leak is real or fake. This actually came out right as I started pressing record here. God of War Ragnarok's developer says Sony Santa Monica is working on a technically ambitious IP. Now, this is a statement that some people are saying isn't really from Cory Balrog or it's misquoted and stuff, but I think that even if this quote ends up being contentious, I think it's legit. I think that there is a lot of talk that Cory Balrog, you know, he obviously didn't direct God of War Ragnarok. As amazing as God of War Ragnarok is, he's very publicly said, I'm working on something different. It's still big. It's still important to Sony Santa Monica, but I'm no longer the God of War guy. I'm curious what this game turns into. But the other thing is, man, if it ends up being a full-blown showcase, I'm going to lose my freaking mind. But one of the rumors is this God of War 2.5D game. Now, this has been talked about a lot, which is that, have you ever played those games like, I don't know, Metroid, Other M? There's a bunch of really, really good 2.5D games. And honestly, I miss those. I felt like something I've been begging PlayStation to do a lot of people have really been kind of clamoring for is more AA. Not everything has to be this AAA release that takes 10 years to develop and has this cutting edge, one of a kind graphics engine that you never use again. I think a lot of people miss stuff like Astro Bot, right? Hey, here's a game. We made it in 3 years. It's tight. It's fun. It looks great. Yeah, it's not 8K, 200 FPS, but it's fun, right? I want to see more games like that. And the rumor is this God of War 2.5D game is going to be a Metroidvania. You're going to explore this big chunk of the talk is that it's set in the Greece era, and it's going to go around and explore and get items and get unlockables and keep progressing on a map. That to me sounds incredibly freaking fun. Now, this is thing people are saying that's probably the surprise reveal. PlayStation opening night live. So this is happening technically tomorrow, but I pulled this up just because there is talks about the fact that Sony is trying to reveal new hardware, like in the case of their weird headsets and monitors they're dumping a bunch of money into. But I really want to see if they announce the God of War 2.5D game at opening night live tomorrow. I want to see them actually show gameplay of it, or even surprise launch a demo for it at their showcase, because that to me would be extremely hyped. Now let's talk about what I hope isn't there. I really hope it's not just more stuff that's live service. Sony has been very clear they're very all in on this. There's still talks about the fact that Fair Games, even though a bunch of people that are at the studio has already left, the founder of the studio, Jay Radinham, has already left. There's been leaks and rumors that the internal metrics, basically, there's times where like the head of PlayStation will go test out all their, $300 million projects and see how ready they are to go. The talk has been that the internal testing for a lot of these live service games, but especially Fair Games, has not been the best. That they're trying to make something that's as addictive as Destiny. Now that Destiny is basically dead, nothing's really filling that niche. I hope we see more than just this, right? I want to see, PlayStation games that are actually like old school stuff. Tight stories, big worlds, crazy adventures. If we see more of Saros, this game here, that looks incredibly good. Man, I'm super excited more of whatever Housemarque is up to. Returnal was just such a 10 out of 10 game, but I'm also open to something extremely different. There have been talks about maybe a new SOCOM game, maybe Days Gone 2 getting made. Even I'll be honest, I'm pretty open-minded to just completely random new IP. Yeah, of course, I want Last of Us Part 3 to not suck as bad as Last of Us Part 2, but really, I think I'm just open to the fact that PlayStation, show me what you are making, right? Not freaking Horizon Zero Dawn Online and stuff. Show me a story that makes me care about PlayStation again. But that's just my off-the-cuff thoughts. Do you think this showcase is going to be legit? Do you think it's going to be a bit of a wet fart? Tell me your thoughts in the comments down below. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and please keep dreaming. All right, time to edit this video and then go back to playing Hell Is Us. That's the next big review. Am I allowed to say that? I'm like at the end of Hell Is Us. That game is long as hell. Thanks so much for watching that video. If you want to see something else, you can always click this link to see what I put up last, or, subscribe and see what's coming up next. Also, I promise that whatever I do, it'll try not to suck.